Hello, this is Hellsen, and welcome back to this play-by-email verse Deaniks. Now, we will be watching the combat replay for December 8th, 1941, and this is our mod using the Pacific First mod with variants. Now, this has been quite a while since we started this game. I'm putting these videos out a little bit slower just because I'm putting out the videos with Jokum as soon as they come out. Now, so if I forget some things, you have to forgive me, guys. I'm going to try to catch up, but we will... I think I just sent him the turn for December 11th, so we're only a couple days back. This one we will have separate bombings. We'll be bombing. I think we do a second bombing of Sydney. I think we bomb Brisbane. We get some naval attacks in and things like that. And then obviously we should take all these land bases that we landed on turn 1. And I will apologize for this. I'm gonna fast forward this just because we have like 500 of these landing messages. So I will also try to pause on the actual air combat and naval combat, so we'll slow down so y'all can read it and actually see what happens. Something that is new this turn. All right, so you can kind of catch this right quick. So if I can slowly, I moved it over here. But if you saw that there was an allied ship that came out of Cebu, that was Boise. I have 2 surface units surface task force in that square, and he dodges both of them. You can see it right there in the south there. 2 surface task force, and he dodges both of them, just drives right by him. Undocks, drives right by him. What the actual hell? So, it's kind of funny how Boise just does that. Dean, I consider to be one of the luckiest guys I've ever played. He literally would dodge surface task force and go right for the most expensive ship every time. You cannot defend against his surface ships. So AKL takes a couple of show hits there, but we do land at Cebu this turn. So that wasn't one of us hitting a mine, so that was probably my minefield that I put up at Merrick with my 4 sub mines this turn. So that was a ship leaving Batavia. We got about 5 destroyers here running into, looks like 2 AVP and a small AKL and AVP. No, 2 AKLs. Now these are the ships that are fleeing Kagan. He's got 4 AKLs there, so we managed to take brother. Now you see Boise has driven past both of them and now is south of it. I can't catch a break. So Boise, unfortunately, will show up somewhere else and be annoying. Landing, landing, landing. My wrist is going to get tired from hitting escape to make this go faster. It's still going to probably take us 10 minutes just to get through these landings. Alright, we're finally done. Do the night phase. We still have landings during the day phase. Oh, man. And it begins again. AP takes a hit. All right, through the first bit. So our 5 destroyers and light cruiser catch is, or our 5 destroyers catch another AKL, which is weird because Yeah, there's a light cruiser in that. I wonder where that is, interestingly enough. Alright, so we get our first victim fleeing Singapore. The I-164 takes out the AK Belinga here. Or Elinga, my bad. I thought there was a B in front of there. So she goes down. Then she decides to go on the surface and take out AP Keta. I was like, she sinks as well. So double whammy for that task force. These are, I think, the ships from Naval and other little areas around here. Oh, you see those ships that are fleeing. Let's see. He's fleeing Brisbane and Melbourne. Melbourne's the other one where we. So hopefully, so we sweep Rangoon. He decides to put up the AVG and some Hurricanes. Does not go well for them. So we lose one Oscar 2A, and we shoot down 5 of the AVG and 4 Hurricanes. We'll take that. Here, I said I was going to make it slow down, but I'll do it. All right. So our attack on Sydney. We'll fast forward through this. Most everything I think has already been sank here, but we get some more. Considering there was like 80-something ship, this isn't much. So still a tanker, an AP, AKL, about 2 APs, and then 4 AKs. So almost everything is heavily on fire and heavy damage. These were sink later on, and then the Maori is the only thing that isn't on heavy damage, but it takes another 2 hits and on fire. We got a few guys just swinging in over Hong Kong. We sink one of the AKLs and do another 2 bomb hits on the Hanyang. Heavy fire, heavy damage. Amsonias. Yeah, should probably lose about 2 of these guys, but we do put more bomb load on the guys in for some reason that looks like you can't read it very well. Maybe it's not that. I just kind of looked over. Sorry, I just looked over at OBS from my recording. If this goes well, and then it looks like the words aren't coming up. We can read it when. So I'm worried that it hasn't reset itself. Yeah, we'll have to see. So we do a Browning air attack on Brisbane. Apparently this is zeros for some reason, but there's no ships. They'd already fled. Do another attack on Sydney. So we lose a foul, but that the AP Mori now takes another 2 hits. It's heavy fire, heavy damage. That tanker's 3 hits and to carry and negate. So less ships, so hopefully things are sinking. You can tell lots of ships fleeing Singapore here. More bombers striking Hong Kong. Just another Sonya to damage. Still haven't got a bunch of these guys sinking, but we're trying to work on them. And nothing there. Another Dallas satellite to damage. Yep, finally got one of them, 2 of them, so they're starting to get enough damage where the guys at Hong Kong are not going to escape us. Now he's got a little raid of his own from the Dutch aircraft going in after our ships at Kuching here. Now the Dutch AK spotter planes are dangerous as hell. As you can tell, they drop in 2 heavy 500-pound bombs and pretty much going to sink this AK. So this will be our first casualty of the war. The AK Santos Maru, as they get another couple bomb hits. There, 3 bomb hits and sinker. So we have lost our first ship. So a little leftovers of that Oscar group swinging in, running into what's left of the AVG, and they managed to shoot down one of the AVGs and one of the Hurricanes here. some zeros coming in. Find one hurricane, but I think they just bounce him. He just dives and either got shot down. No, it does show a loss, but I'm assuming he got shot down. Alright. Alright, so we got some naval attacks going on here from our valves that I had on naval attack. We found some AKs here to the northeast. Fast forward through these guys. They take a beating. Alright, we don't have anything outright sank here, but we shoot down, we bomb 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 AKs. Ranging anywhere from 2 bomb hits to 7 bomb hits. They're all heavy fires and they all have heavy damage. We got some Kates and Vals going off these guys directly to the north. Now these are slower APs. So alright, so we sink 1 AP, 2 APs, 3 APs outright with torpedo hits and bomb hits. We put another torpedo that's on fire and heavy damage, and then one of the APs gets away scot-free. All right, Hounds to the Hunters. So our I-400s that I put to the west of Melbourne start finding ships and start launching. So our Sirens are going in with their torpedoes. They find an AK here, 1 torp, and is sunk. Second strike coming in. This one's going in after another small AK. And there's another torp into that one. Severe damage. On fire, heavy damage. This third one's going in. Now he had a modern battleship. He had the BB Colorado down here. Unfortunately, we do not get lucky and get any there, but we do damage this one, so they don't launch. So we'll get some of the transport ships, but we don't get the big prize. Alright, and we got some satellites going over Hong Kong. They don't find anything. They do get a port hit, so I don't know if we finished everything in Hong Kong or it's just a bad strike. Our 1 I-400 to the west of Batavia decides to launch in. He finds the small PC Tideman, puts a torpedo in that, and we'll sink that. Some of our I-400s above Singapore find the light cruiser Deaniks and misses. Second one decides to go in after something more appropriate. Nope, still Deaniks. And misses. Okay, super long range strike from the Kitty Pattaya down here. Finds the AP Malita with some valves. Get some bomber hits on that. These are only 60 kilograms because they're too far out. But it had the PG Moresby, so it's a little smaller patrol craft. We sink that one. We put 2 more bomb hits in the AP Malita. It was on fire and heavy damage. Afternoon sweep of Rangoon finds nothing, and that's going to be it. And you hear the sinking sound, our favorite sound. Oh, take it back. That was still AM phase. Ooh, shit. There's so much going on in this mod. It's just crazy. Alright, we got a bunch of stuff spotted doing some damage. Fast forward this. Alright, our afternoon strike on Brisbane. Unfortunately, these 45K is going to strike Brisbane with all those ships at sea. Does find like a couple small AKLs and an AMC, but they would have been much better if I had left them on naval attack. So I didn't know what he'd do. I didn't know if he'd try to hold there and put fighters up, or he tried to do it. So he did a little bit of both, but it would have been much better if I did all on naval attack. Unfortunately, I did port attack. With most of the Kates on that task force. Alright, so our 4 little CBL force here is on its way to bombard Darwin. Apparently I had accidentally left them on port attacks or naval attacks / airfield attacks. So they just randomly decide to bombard the airfield at Kopang. And we find aircraft there. So there's destroy a Hudson on the ground. He's got some Lodestars. He's got some Fokker G2s. He's got some WT-39. So he's got a pretty good amount of aircraft here that we decided to bombard to get lucky and get a few aircraft. So bank errors in your favor. Alright, our I-400's in the south to the west of Melbourne here. Find a big AK. The AKLO here puts a torpedo in that. Looks like they get 2 torpedoes in this one. And she sinks. Make another strike on the Colorado as she flees. Unfortunately, we again miss it, but both those are damaged. We get a third one strike, and this one decides to go after the DD Hatfield, and they both miss and are both damaged. So we got 3 of the AKs, but our 3 attacks against the surface shipping did not go in as well. Actually, all those Sirens, all our attacks, they did really well against shipping, against tankers and stuff like that, and AKs, but they no hits on the light cruisers or the battleship, as this guy decides to go out to the CL Meritus. Can we get one? Can we get one? Can we get one? No, they missed. Both damaged for their efforts. Alright, there went to PM phase. And we hear more sinking sounds of ships. And more amphibious unloadings. Most of the troops are unloaded, because now you can see most of these are not going, they're going automatically, they're just unloading supply. You thought we were done with the unloading screens. Alright, now I'm going to move on to the fun part. Our deliberate attack at Mersing. Finds absolutely nothing there because our bombardments actually blew away anything that was there. They completely destroyed the forces in Mersing. So, find nothing there, and they reduce the fortifications to 2, and they capture Mersing. So, our shock attack at Iba from the 1st Tank Div in the 7th Division against the 31st Filipino Infantry Division. Capture Iba. And unfortunately, it does retreat into Clark Field, but hopefully we do enough damage to it that it doesn't have a whole bunch left in Manila. So we did a 22-1, Fort 0-0. Jesuit Assault was 1428 to 64. We suffered 102 casualties, so nothing destroyed, a bunch of casualties, but we inflicted 2,020 casualties, 47 combat squads destroyed, 37 non-combat disabled, or 37 combat disabled, 143 non-combat destroyed, 8 engineers destroyed, and 34 guns destroyed, 1 unit retreating. So hopefully we can really limit that. Now, our attack against the 21st Filipino Division has 167 AV that we want to kind of rid. Now, we got a little bit more forces here. We got the 3rd Guard Division, the 4th Division, 48th Division, the 4th Tank Regiment, bunch of artillery, the 424th Infantry Regiment, and yeah. So then we also have 14th Army and Eastern Army here. So we've already reduced it down to 87 AV just in those first couple attacks. So we're going ahead, and 48th it's down to 18, and it's down to 0. So we reduced it to completely 0. So hopefully these guys are, we're just going through. Oh yeah, I forgot 7th Tank is there too. Of course, I don't think, oh yeah, it's showing. So, this infantry division, I believe we wreck. We capture Lingayen, and it surrenders, yes. So that's 167 AV by attacking the way we did. That doesn't get to go into Clark. And then we wreck probably half of that other elite set. So that's so far 230 AV that we've removed from the equation of getting into Clark. Which, yeah, so actually it says 192 AV versus 1609, 2,341 to 1. We take 52 casualties here. We do suffer 1 combat squad destroyed, 1 non-combat destroyed, and 6 vehicles lost, 1 destroyed, 5 disabled. But as you can tell, we destroyed 4,586 troops, 154 combat squads, 292 non-combat, 6 engineers, 79 guns. So if you figure if that other squad was close to it, like I said, we disabled about half of it. So fortunately, he'll get some of it back because he does have plenty of supply. I think he used one of his variants. He put 120,000 supply in Clark, so it's not like we're going to run it out of supply anytime soon. We will unfortunately have to pay the butcher's bill to take the Philippines in Clark. So San Fernando, he's got another 100 Filipino infantry division, 197. We only have one division here, a couple Air Force battalions that got some squads and 2 debts. So we will do some more damage to this one, but I don't believe this one surrenders. But I think we do cut it off from getting to Clark, so that's another 200 AV that won't make it in. Hey, buddy, wake up from your nap. All right, so yes, they retreat to here, so we do keep that out, but 22-1 here as well, and we actually lose 785 squads here because we did less attack. Only 1 destroyed though, and we do 1,178 casualties. We destroy 80 squads, disable 71, 49 non-combat, 7 engineers, and 18 guns destroyed. So, deliberate attack at Kwanton bounces. We roll 3-1, fort levels 2, reduce it to fort level 1. We take 130 casualties, no combat destroyed. We only inflict 78. Only 1 non-combat destroyed and 1 engineer squad destroyed here. So Kwanton's bounce. Batanagas, we find another Filipino division down here. It's about 170 something AV. But we had 2 divisions. We reduce it to 0. It's 165 to 0. Can we get a second surrender? And the 41st Offensive Filipino Division surrenders. So that's another one that we took off the board. So we figured we took out 3 Filipino divisions and half another one. So that's going to be about 700 AV that he could have pulled into Clark that we removed by attacking the way we did here. All right, so we take out Guam, obviously. I mean, we got like 150 AV versus like 6.
GIs and Marines. This is Orphan Ann at Radio Tokyo, bringing you some hot music and another blow to your morale. Today, our High Command announced that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Guam.
Alright, so we destroy non-combat squads, 65 non-combat, 20 engineers, and 43 vehicles. So that's going to be lots of good points for us. At Kota Brew here, we only run into a small little battalions, 20 AV, and I believe he does retreat. He doesn't surrender, but we pretty much wrecked it. So delivered attack, 130 to 2. We take 75 casualties, only 1 non-combat disabled. We destroy 15 combat squads, 6 disabled, 7 non-combat destroyed, and 1 unit retreated. At Kuching, we got the 16th Naval Guard going against the 106th Royal Navy base force here, the Sarak force, and the 215 Punjab force. And we capture Kuching. Sarak force retreating. I believe the Punjabis surrendered, and the base force retreats to Sambas here. Lucky that we got the one that actually had any AV surrender. Ooh, they took a beating though. That's probably why. So we lose 43 casualties here. Only 3 disabled, 1 non-combat, or 3 combat squads disabled, 1 non-combat disabled. We inflict 819 casualties. 58 combat squads destroyed, 5 disabled, non-combat 59 destroyed, 1 disabled, 5 engineers destroyed, 8 vehicles destroyed, 8 guns destroyed, 1 unit destroyed completely. No, I was gonna say maybe bombardment, but that wasn't. It said minus for leaders, preparation, and fatigue. Malaria is a bitch. All right, and we are attacking Singkawang here with the 15th Naval Guard. Gets the West Borneo Battalion, and we get those guys to retreat as well to Sambas. Now we take 73 casualties here, 6 combat squads disabled. We only inflict 423 casualties, but 13 combat squads destroyed, 2 disabled, 26 non-combat destroyed, 1 disabled, 2 engineers destroyed, 4 guns destroyed, and 1 disabled, and they retreat to Sambas. His allied bombardment at Kwanton bounces, doesn't do anything. and that's it. We're already up to 25 minutes because of everything that's going on. That's why I'm not doing strategy. These turns are forever. A lot going on, and it probably stayed that way for the first few turns, guys. I mean, I just got so many landings, but once all the landing, we'll probably cut off like 10 minutes of just landing going on. So, all right, we take a couple of VP losses because of forces that I'm moving around in Amoy, or in in southern China. So let's go take a look at the losses today. So aircraft losses for this turn, we're counting 22 for losses on our side, for 26 on his side. We shoot down 13 AVG, 11 Hurricanes, but we lose 9 zeros to op losses. I have no idea how we could have lost that many zeros to op losses on turn 2. Yeah. So we've lost 12 zeros already to op losses in 2 turns a game. That's kind of insane. We lost quite a few to flak over Hong Kong. 3 Sonias, 3 Sallys. We lost 2 of the Oscar 2As, 1 in the air-to-air, and 1 to ops loss. We lost 2 Vals, 1 to flak, 1 to ops. We did shoot down. No, he lost 2 PBY5 Catalinas. We lost Talia for ops loss. We lost a Babs ops loss. We lost a Jake to ops loss. He lost a Dauntless, and we got 1 Hudson on the ground. It's a lot of ops losses for the second turn. Alrighty. Ship sunk. Let's see, last turn, we're going to claim a whole bunch of ships here. So 3 Australian APs for 12 points apiece. That big AK, a British AK for 11. We're claiming that a Dutch sub sank near Strand to depth charges. That would have been probably from last turn. Took a lot of damage. It went down maybe this turn. Got that AK Alinga, 7 points. We destroyed a US sub that was building at Guam. Another bunch of various small AKLs for small points, but that's it. But we're up to claiming 101 allied ships sunk for 535 points. We've lost 1 ship for 6 points. Also, allied strategic losses, he's up to 78. I'm not sure where all those are coming from. It's got to be from our port strikes, but I'm not sure what we're hitting to cause that. And then army loss points for the allied is 332 to 3. We're looking fine there. So he still got shipping at Singapore, but only showing something. Nothing left south. So with this turn, we'll probably move north. We will strike at Newcastle. He's got some shipping at Newcastle and Port Kembala, so we'll strike there. These guys will probably do a full speed run up here to try to catch these tankers and right here and slower guys. And then these guys will again try to catch these forces from Brisbane. There's only showing 3 small AKLs on port. So we'll try to get as much of the fleeing herd here, and we will try to finish off the shipping at Sydney and Newcastle. Meanwhile, over here, these guys will continue to try to catch or head south 1 more turn to see if they can catch anything fleeing Java. Again, we're on our way to bombard Darwin with these guys. And that's pretty much it for this turn. We'll move some of these DDs and these other forces out to try to catch some of these other small moving task forces heading out. So here's the go. So there's the Boise right there. So she's going to make a clean getaway, probably somewhere into here to kind of haunt me at a further date, would be my guess. The shipping fleeing in Batavia is heading north. We've got this I-400 to head north with her. These subs will bombard or capture these guys. We're moving our bombers and our forces into Patani because we have the T-2s at Patani. Is this Singora? It's Patani because it's this guy that will be unloading the 3rd Air Division this turn. So next turn, we'll be able to move the Nels and Bettys in, hopefully, and start getting some of these guys fleeing Singapore with torpedoes. Meanwhile, he's showing only 4 fighters left in Rangoon. So we put a hurting on his fighter force defending there. These guys will all start moving into Manila. We'll start moving into Clark because we want to try to get on Clark as soon as possible. This guy will 77th Division will start moving down into Tunganero, and then obviously we'll try to cut this division off. We don't want him getting into Clarkville. So right now he's got a decent amount of troops in Clarkfield, and he's going to get more. So he's going to probably end up somewhere around 1,000 AV. And it's going to be a bitch to take it. I'm expecting at least 2 divisions wrecked. That's going to need a couple of times off to take it. These guys will be pulling back into Canton to upgrade. We're dropping off some garrison forces down here. This one's going to have to go all the way to here, so we're taking points damage from Fu Chao. It's only got a manpower, so it's nothing. If it takes a lot of damage, I don't really care. We're just losing a point at a turn to get the 51st Division back together so we can have 3 divisions for Hong Kong. Meanwhile, we're going to start trying to take Anyang and that, waiting for our forces to upgrade the artillery and all that before we start trying to make a northern push on Sanyang, and we're trying to reinforce Ichang. Excuse me, guys, got the hiccups. Yeah, and pretty much everything else is going to be heading out, reloading for the second wave of attacks for December 9th. So that's pretty much going to be it for this turn, guys. So I will catch you all as soon as possible. Sorry, it's a 30-minute long video.